In this problem, they asked us to now multiply. Pay attention. So negative 3 times 2 is what?
Negative 6.
Negative 6. I times I is I squared. Remember, when you're multiplying with the same base, you are adding those exponents. 1 plus 1 gives you x squared. I squared, though, as you learned last year, is essentially, partner A tell partner B, what is the definition of I? Go. Prerna, what do you know about I?
It's negative 1.
That's inside the radical sign. So I is equal to the square root of negative 1. So I'm going to write that again, but I want to show you that if we square both sides, you have I squared equals the square root of negative 1 times the square root of negative 1. And because they're both inside the radical, you can put them together. Class, do you have a pair there? Yes, the pair comes out. And you're left with I squared equals negative 1. So here, this is going to become negative 6 times negative 1. Remember, look at the math relationship there. Negative 6 times I squared. So this is negative 6 times negative 1, not negative 6 minus 1. And negative 6 times negative 1 is positive 6. So when you are multiplying, pay attention that if you have I squared is equal to what? Negative 1. You don't need to write out all that information. That's just to prove to you how do you get that. Alright, we already did a problem very similar. You're going to take the square root first. Everyone say square root? So I have negative 1 times 12, negative 1 times 2. Partner B, tell partner A, what do you know about square root of negative 1? Ethan, what do we know about the square root of negative 1? That is I. So now I have the square root of 12 times square root of 2. Class, I times I is I squared. Partner B, tell partner A, what do you know about I squared? Andrea, I squared is equal to negative 1. So now I have the square root of 12 times 2, which is the square root of 24, but I'm not going to actually multiply those. I'll probably just do something like, is it okay if I do 2 times 6 times 2? So the square root of 12 is 2 times 6. The square root of 2 is here. Do you guys see any pairs?
2.
The 2's are going to come out. But how many 2's are out there?
1.
Just 1. Because that's really radical 2 times radical 2 is radical 4. Radical 4 is 2. And then negative 1 times 2 is? Negative 2. Radical 6 is our answer. So in the second problem, make sure to take, let's write that first, take the square root. So pay attention when you are multiplying.